So welcome everyone to our practice today. Go ahead and find your comfortable seat so that we can tune in together. And you can start by taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So let's try it together. Exhale all the breath out of the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. And release out of the mouth. So slow inhale through the nose. Release out of the mouth. One more time. Gentle release. And then let the breath begin to flow in and out of the nose. Nice steady rhythm. The inhale feeds right into the exhale, exhale into the inhale. To the best of your ability, take off your emotional and mental armor by softening the heart and softening your skin. Let's begin to tune in with the wellspring of energy, or the reservoir of energy resting at the base of the spine. Each time that you inhale, feel that you're taking a scooping hand of that energy or a magnetic pulling, and you're lifting your energy up the spine back to the spiritual eye and letting it expand out. So just take a few rounds like that of inhaling and actively moving your gaze and your awareness up to the spiritual eye. It's an effortless process of inhaling and rising up, exhaling and expanding out. Before we leave our seat, you can open your eyes if you need to look, but you take your first 3 fingers, you can hold onto your pinky with your thumb, and you're going to massage right at the very top of the spine, base of the skull. There's a nice little soft spot in there. Just do a little circling with a good enough pressure that you are starting to sort of soften the muscle, if there's any binding there. And then drop the chin down towards the chest. We're going to double inhale through the nose. And you're going to tense the neck as you push into that spot, and then relax, exhale. And then go right back to circling. Nice soft neck. Softening in this space here. Go ahead and drop the chin, double inhale. Shrug and squeeze, and the neck press in, and then relax. Right back into massage. Last time. Reverse the rotation as you're ready. Drop the chin and then double inhale. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Tense until the neck vibrates and then relax. You can just soften and massage out. Good, let's inhale and reach the arms above the head. Exhale, turn the palms out and let the arms bathe around through the space. One more time, we'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, relieve out. We'll have a very brief chant today just to get the heart to start to open. This chant is Door of my heart. Feel your heart open wide. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Wilt thou come, wilt thou come? beautiful for another moment or two with the breath circulating freely. Gently fluttering open the eyes as you're ready. So we're going to start today with hands hooked onto the knees. And we're going to lean and spill the belly forwards, and you're going to tuck the belly and round the back. And you might start with little circles if you're new to this practice. And very important to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed and let the whole spine begin to stir. And if you can work up into the head, so as the belly goes forward, the chin goes up. As the belly goes back, the chin goes down. Get a nice little corkscrew movement through the whole body. Of course, with lots of fresh breath in, inhale takes the belly rolling forward. Exhale, rounding back, and then reverse the rotation as you're ready. A little bit quicker if you need to wake the consciousness up. And then start to move into just a gentle rounding, sort of rolling on the sits bones, and then rolling forward enough. Just like that. And we'll move up a little bit further, now holding the knees. You will inhale and lift the chest and push the belly forward, and exhale and go back. So just a linear breath. Shoulders stay relaxed. And then come right back into circling. Just sort of move out anything that's starting to be released in the low spine. Reverse the direction. And we'll start to make our way up by inhaling, reach arms out and around, and point the fingers right down through the shoulders, thumbs resting on the back. We're going to inhale over to the left and exhale to the right. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Try to keep your elbows high. Good. Start to slow down here until you come back to neutral and come into a normal breath. Inhaling, we'll roll shoulders up by the ears with tension and then release down and around. Keep that energy flowing. One more. Reverse the rotation. Last round. Good. Fingertips right to the scalp. Just do a little rubbing here of the scalp. Wake up any energy that might be stuck in a particular pattern. Get to the temples, behind the ears, base of the skull. Good. And then anchor fingers and just shift the skin. So just the skin separating from the scalp. Beautiful. When you're ready, inhale, press the palms up to the sky. Full breath in. Lengthen out of your seat. Sip it a little more. Gentle relaxation. Bathe the field around you. One more time. We'll inhale. Feel the lift of energy up through the spine. Exhale, turn the palms out. A couple more in our seat. Go ahead and place left hand down to the ground. Palm facing towards the head. And inhale and reach up and over. Some of us will take hand to the back of the head and we'll just start to open the heart out to the side. A nice steady breath here. Push down to the sits bones and reach the crown of the head. When you're ready to release, inhale back up to the sky. Then exhale over to the side, opposite side. So palm facing towards the direction that you're leaning on your top arm. Inhale, find you extending, and then as you're ready to exhale, rest on the back of the head and open the heart out to the side. And we're purifying the heart energy by breathing, expanding heart center, any emotions that may be there. When you're ready to release, you inhale and reach up and over to the side. Good. Exhale, wave over down to the ground. Then we'll carry arms reaching up. Interlace fingers. Exhale as you descend. Inhale, press upward facing palms to the sky. And draw just a baby little circle here. The idea in this practice is to feel the whole length of the spine. And you sort of want to identify the edges or the boundaries and keep refining into smaller circles, smaller. Keep reaching up the crown of the head, chin relaxed. Take a final breath and reach up into the sky. And exhale, slide the fingers out and open that space. So beautiful, tall spine here. Okay, last one. Let's just pump the spine a couple more times. Hands on the knees. So you'll inhale forward. Exhale back. Last round is stay nice and tall in the spine. Lift the crown of the head, chin stay slightly tucked. Sip in more. Squeeze Mula Bandha, lift in the pelvic floor and push that energy right up through the central column of your spine. Let's look to the point between our two eyebrows. Even flip the palms if you can. Sip in a little more breath when you need it. When you're ready, the whole shape relaxes, gentle exhale, and you can open the eyes. Good. So we can come up into a standing pose. I'm going to move through some sun salutations this morning. So just join the hands into prayer, salutations to the sun, to the awakening of new consciousness within us. When you're ready, eyes can be open or closed during the salutations. And for anyone experiencing these before we begin, try to match one breath per movement. For anybody else, take as many breaths as you need. So we'll bend the knees and then inhale and sweep up and around. That's our inhale energy. Exhale, we're going to part the arms and lean forwards. Release the head and neck, and then inhale, press off of your thighs and lengthen halfway up in the spine. Exhale, release yourself forwards. Touch down to the ground. You can go ahead and step whichever foot you'd like back. We're going to inhale and rise right up into full crescent lunge or warrior one position. Exhale, you can go ahead and lower back and down. We're coming into downward facing dog. So press off the earth, hips to the sky. That's your exhale breath. Inhale, roll through plank. Touch knees down if you need to and lower all the way to your belly. Keep the inhale going all the way onto the ground. Exhale when you arrive. The inhale finds you in cobra pose, pressing out of the earth. The exhale finds you lowering down to the ground, tucking toes, coming back onto the knees. You can inhale. Exhale finds hips rising into downward facing dog. Push all the breath out. Go ahead and step your foot forwards here. Step between the hands. We'll be getting both sides. Don't worry about perfection. When you're ready to press off the earth, inhale into warrior one pose. Arms above the head if possible. Exhale takes you descending back and down. Nice graceful transition as you inhale, step forwards. Exhale, spill the body down towards the ground. Full forward fold. Inhale, roll up the spine all the way back up to standing. Head's the last part of the body to rise. Inhale, sweep the arms up and around. Good. Exhale, hands into the heart center. All right, right to the next round. Slight bend of the knees. Inhale, reach up. Some of us slightly back into a back bend. Exhale, fold forwards. All the way down. Let all the breath come out. Push off your thighs for inhaling to halfway lift. Lengthen backside of the knees. Exhale, come down and touch to the earth. So let's do it together this time. Left foot back and behind us. Inhale, lift into your warrior one pose. Feel free to walk up the body. Full breath in. Exhale, descend down. Nice, smooth transition. Finish your exhale by pushing in the down dog. Inhale you can take down into plank. You can take knees onto the earth. Finish your inhale as you lower all the way down. Exhale, rest down on the ground. Full breath out. Point the toes. Inhale, lift into cobra pose. Don't worry about how high you can get. Full breath in. Use the exhale to descend. Resting on the ground. Inhale is your lifting energy into tabletop. Exhale is your downward facing dog. We're going to step left foot between the hands all the way in front of the body. Inhale, keep rising into warrior one. The more that you relax your body, the easier the transitions between postures. Finish your full breath. Exhale, go ahead and bow the hands back and down to the ground. And then take your step forwards. All the breath out. Exhale completely. When you're ready to inhale, slowly roll your way up the spine. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Inhale, inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Fill the full chamber of the lungs. Exhale, hands down into the heart. Good. All right, we'll do a little less talking. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot. Exhale, stabilize. Inhale, lift all the way up into warrior one, crescent lunge. Finish your inhale. Exhale, come down. Inhale, step back. Exhale, push all the breath out. Inhale, roll onto knees. Finish your inhale as you lower all the way down to the earth. Exhale, rest. Inhale, press off the earth. Push down through your pelvic bone to rise. Exhale, lower down. Toes tuck underneath. Inhale, right onto the knees. Use the strength of the arms. Exhale, hips into the sky. Look to the lap, downward dog. Right foot's leading. Inhale to step between the hands. Exhale to stabilize. Inhale to begin rising with strength of legs and arms. Finish your inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, step forwards, feet match. Exhale, release back of the neck and head. Soften backside of the knees. Bend the knees, inhale, rise all the way up. Roll your way up the spine. Finish with arms reaching above. Exhale, hands in the heart. Again, we'll rise. Inhale to rise. Little back bend if possible. Exhale, go ahead and fold forward. Push off the thighs to rise. Inhale, lifting. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Take hands to the earth. This time, left foot back. Exhale to stabilize. Inhale, you lift all the way up. Finish the breath, fill the body. Exhale, come all the way down. Good. Inhale, step back. Exhale, look to the left. All the breath out, go right to empty. Inhale, begin to lower down onto knees. Chest goes down to the earth. Finish the inhale as you lower. Keep inhaling, inhaling to stay strong. Exhale to release the toes. Inhale, find you lifting into cobra. Nice and relaxed. You can take several breaths if need be. Exhaling, coming down. Toes tuck underneath. Inhale to rise. Squeeze the belly as you rise with strength. Good. Exhale right into downward facing dog. Left foot stepping forward. Inhale. Foot between the hands. You start to get a good rhythm here. Inhale to rise. Finish your breath, sip in more, soften and relax into your breath, and then exhale to come down. Inhale, we're stepping feet back together at the front. Exhale, release back of the neck and head, lengthen behind the knees. Bend the knees, inhale, roll up the spine. Sweep the arms all the way up and around. Optional back bend, reach behind the body. Exhale, hands into the heart. Okay, you guys, last time here. Take any pauses in the poses that you'd like if your breath is relaxed. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold forwards. Press off the thighs. Inhale, lift. Exhale to relax, touch down, right foot goes back. Inhale to lengthen behind. Exhale to stabilize, get ready to move up. Inhale to press into the earth and lift. Finish the breath. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale to step back, downward facing dog. Push all the breath out. Empty, empty on downward dog. Inhale, find you rolling forwards. Knees come down. Chest comes down. Inhale. When you're ready to rise into cobra. Exhale to release. Nice and smooth as you inhale, graceful strength, tabletop. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forwards. Inhale as you step between the hands. Exhale to stabilize, prepare to rise. Inhale, push with the strength of your legs, both arms into the sky. Exhale, fold back down to the earth. Inhale to take your step. Exhale, look to the lap, full forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale, roll up when you're ready. All the way up, arms above the head. Release hips forward for a little back bend if you'd like. All right, exhale, hands into the heart. Then down by the hips, close your eyes and gaze at the spiritual eye. Relax the body. Keep centered there. Let all the energy start pooling up into the brain. Shift your weight onto the ball of the foot for readiness, wakefulness. All right, gentle opening of the eyes. We'll come into our first holding posture. Will be a dancer's pose. So go ahead and catch on to the right ankle and match your knees to start. So you want your knees side by side. You're going to reach your opposite arm, left arm in this case, up into the sky and start kicking into the hand as you lean forwards. Now actively kicking and pulling to create a force and counter force will help you stay balanced in the pose. The affirmation, I move through life anchored in myself. I move through life anchored in myself. Be as dramatic as you'd like in this pose. If anyone can lower down even more, feel free. Just keep the upward raised hand, reaching, 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 anchored in myself. Or while moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. Get a little challenge here, spending some extra time as the body has been warmed up. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. Slow transition down. Let's come back to neutral, even for a breath. Look to the spiritual eye. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. We'll come to the other side when you're ready. So you can go ahead and bend your left leg, catch the ankle into the hand. And first, it's just to match the knees. You should feel that on the front side of your thigh. Opposite arm into the sky. And you start to kick and pull at the same time. Good. See if you can find Mula Bandh in this pose, or the root lock. So lift in the pelvic floor. It helps to sort of fasten every aspect of the pose together. And we'll repeat the affirmation while moving through life. I'm anchored in myself. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. Feel that anchoring down through the right foot. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. Take the time to breathe and relax here, strengthening feet, strengthening spine. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. And graceful transition out as you're ready. Same as the other side, just close the eyes for even a breath. Look to your spiritual eye. Keep the chin low. Gaze looks up. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. Good. We're going to go ahead, you could turn onto the long side of your mat, and we're going to come into a prasarita. So feet go nice and wide, big straddle split here, and your toes are pointing in the direction of your knees. You're going to take hands right on the top side of the thigh and start to release forward so your hips go back. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, you can slide the hands down and release the head. So you might like to come back into the active phase. Slide the hands up the thighs, press up the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. The affirmation, I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. When you're ready, inhale and lift. This is sort of the way that we cleanse the body with fresh prana and breath. And then exhale and you release back of the neck and the head. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. You can always bend knees and brace forearms on the thighs if you need to. Let's take one more round. Inhaling to lift halfway. Exhaling to fold. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. When you're ready to rise out of the pose, take hands down to the earth and heel toe as you bend the knees. Heel toe. And then you can slowly rise your way up and back to standing here. A great time to just pause for a moment, feet back under the hips, and look to your spiritual eye. If you feel any lightheadedness, squeeze your thighs and open your eyes and take a deep breath. Perfect. Let's come into Muktasan. Ideal after a forward fold. Step your right foot just a bit back. Front knee starts to bend. And you're going to reach your arms straight up overhead and then start to recline back. Heart goes forwards. The affirmation, I am free. I am free. Relax your heart. Let the energy pass upward through the spine. I am free. I am free. Good. Not here to stay long. Hands into the heart. Let's come through center, right to the other side. Keep this channel of your spine wide open for a few moments. I am free. I am free. Good, calm, steady, consistent breath starts to calm the mind, relieve the busyness of heart. Hands down into the heart center. Let's go ahead and step forwards here. We're just going to take a cleanse of the spine. So arms up overhead. Exhale, you can fold forwards. Inhale, press off the thighs to lift halfway. And then exhale to bow again and round the back this time and bend the knees and roll up here. Stacking one vertebrae on top of the other, nice and slow. Until the head starts to peel up, shoulders roll back, sweep the arms up overhead. Finish your inhale, pushing through soles of the feet. Exhale, hands into the heart. You can pause with hands here or release them even down by the hips. Close the eyes and embrace that new consciousness and energy. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. All right, when you're ready, we're coming down towards the ground. Let's take a little sequence here. Inhaling, we'll float the arms to the sky. Exhale, you take your bow forwards. And you're walking feet away from the hands, hands away from the feet, right into a downward facing dog. Exhale all the breath out and look towards your lap. Let's take 3 to 5 deep breaths in the pose. Try to relax your muscles. The affirmation, calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Soften the muscles, soften the heart and the face. Calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Some of us may be able to stay another 3 or 5 breaths. If you need to come down into child's pose, you just bend the knees and release the arms forward, head down. So decide what is best for your body and breathe into that space. A nice fullness of breath here. Feeling the influence of these postures and the inner energy and the consciousness that flows through you. So we're not here to stay as long in this class since we have a little less time today. Let's come into tabletop position only to swing the feet out of the way, and we're going to come down onto our backs. We're going to come right into fish pose. If you've never done it before, just watch first. So you're going to lower down onto your back. Take your arms, elbows slightly bent, and hands right by the sides of the hips. You're going to rest your head on the ground and drag the head on the ground as you lift the chest. So you have to, depending on the length of your arms, the longer your arms are, the further away from your hips they go down the legs. So ideally you have some weight on elbows. If you're still having trouble, just take a peek and I'll demonstrate one more time so that you can see the head just slides on the earth, chest lifts. The affirmation, my soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. Now for some of us, this pose is very challenging. When you're ready to come down, you just slide on the head and let the heart come right back, resting on the ground. For the rest of you, stay in the pose. See if you can do 3 or 5 more breaths. Especially for those of us that feel sensation behind the heart in our spine. This posture is wonderful for transmuting heart energy. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. For your final breath, if you can look to the spiritual eye and feel the newly awakened energy rising through your spine to your spiritual eye. Lower down whenever you need to. Resting onto your back palms, face up in Shavasana. Just taking a moment here. Each time that you breathe, feel the breath entering through the soles of the feet, traveling up through ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips, right up through the hands and arms and belly, ribs, chest, shoulders, throat, to the spiritual eye, and take a few full body breaths like that. Beautiful. So for our final little sequence here. We're going to move through plow into a supportive shoulder stand. They're kind of complementary. So if you've never done plow before, maybe I'll have Shannon demonstrate. You just take your knees in towards your chest to start. Now, most of us will need to take our elbows into the ground. So put your elbows into the ground and extend your feet overhead. And by pushing off of your elbows, you should be able to swing your feet up overhead. You might need a little rocking. And let your feet come down towards the ground. So you can see Shannon, before you get into the pose, holding onto our low back. Some of us, our plows might look quite a bit different. So you find what works for you. When you're in the pose, try not to look in any direction, left or right. But you can look up and down, and it's actually helpful to teach you. So do a little shrug of your nose up and down, and you'll find there's a spot where there's a baby arch in the back of the neck. And that's where we want to be. The affirmation, new life, new consciousness, now flood my being. New life, new consciousness, now flood my being. Now you might stay here for quite a bit if you'd like, and if the posture is helping you. This posture is wonderful for purifying solar plexus energy. That is our inner fire and willpower. Let that transmute into love, refined into calmness, and finally into intuitive perception. Now, if you need to come out of the pose, you're most welcome to. The natural transition from plow is just to lengthen the legs up towards the sky, and you'll find yourself in what's called a supportive shoulder stand. And you just use your hands to hold your hips, and your legs are floating up towards the sky. Your weight should be in your shoulders, so careful not to put weight on the neck. And again, if you can look up and down just a little with your nose, that's how you know you're in the clear. And breathe. If there's pressure building in the face, try taking a breath or two, but if it's too much, just come right down by bending knees and releasing. Awaken the awareness to the spiritual eye. Close your eyes and just breathe, looking upward. And if you can, relax your sense of self outward. Expand beyond your body. Keep dissolving outward with each breath, and you come down whenever you need to, knees towards the chest. For those of us wanting to stay, maybe another 3 to 7 breaths, and then make your way down. Relax the throat in this pose, especially. It can sometimes be a little bottleneck for energy. You might even tune in with the throat center where the expansive quality starts in the energetic body at the base of the throat. Feel yourself expanding. A couple of options as you are ready to lower down. Some of us will come down through plow, others of us will come right down to the ground. And I'd like to give you all an option as well for your final resting pose. Because our class is a little shorter today, you're most welcome to come into a seated posture. You might even start in Shavasana or lying down position for several breaths, but feel free to come right into a comfortable seat. So whatever you're choosing, the eyes are closing down and all the energy to the spiritual eye. We'll just take some time in silence here. Looks like we have about 5 minutes of silent time together. Shavasana. Begin to awaken gentle movements. Feeling the body recharged and energized by your practice, yet calm and balanced. If you're in your seated meditative posture, renew the attention back to the spiritual eye. Relax the spine and keep sitting tall. For those of us awakening from Shavasana, start to roll your way off to your side and make your way to a comfortable seat. Let the body recalibrate in a seated position. For those of us meditating, feel the breath on inhalation rising up the spine, all the way to the point between the two eyebrows, and exhaling and expanding into the room around you. I'll just take maybe a minute or two of this practice to close. Every inhale, we lift energy up the spine, awareness, consciousness to the spiritual eye, and then exhale to release. Let's join the hands together in prayer position. And we'll conclude our practice with singing Oms together. So whoever it is that you'd like to pray for today, anybody in your life that could benefit from these healing vibrations, just bring them into your mind's eye for a few moments and see them enveloped in a holy vibrancy of light and consciousness. See them joyful. And we'll sing Oms together. Rub the palms together and we'll close with the sounding of 3 rounds of Om. Open the palms wide and shine them into the room when you're ready. Just take a deep breath to prepare the lungs in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Alright, deep breath to begin. take a gentle bow of our head towards our hands in prayer to honor all those teachers of this beautiful lineage, all those ascended masters, Christed beings that are guiding our days and guiding our activities. May we invite the light more fully into our lives in every moment. We bow to our divine nature, the divine nature within all beings, saying Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining this morning for our little yoga spritzer.
Yoga.
That was a quick one, but just what we need.